If you still have the mindset that every rich young person around you is doing something wrong to make their money, it's a clear sign that you've refused to upgrade, update your skills, or level up yourself to fully take advantage of the dispensation we're in. If you're a business owner, someone trying to go up the career ladder, or you're just someone like me who loves to constantly smash their goals when you set them, then keep watching this video. This video is for you, and we'll talk about everything we need to do to level up in this dispensation. Hi guys, hey people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. If you're a returning viewer or a returning subscriber, thank you for stopping by again. You know I do not even take you for granted. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much for stopping by. Just sit back, relax, and go on this journey with us. So today I'll be talking about how to level up and take advantage of this dispensation we're in. So it occurred to me that the world is moving so fast and things are constantly changing, and for you to remain productive and relevant in your field of work or in your line of business, you need to constantly move with the move of the world. And I do not mean you need to change your attitude. I do not mean you need to start dressing the way some people dress because you're trying to follow trends. I mean you need to upgrade and update with the things that are really happening. You need to take advantage of the things that are happening now. How do we upgrade ourselves? How do we update ourselves? Do I need to get a new job? Do I need to change my line of business? No, you do not need to get a new job, and no, you do not need to change your line of business. But what you need to do is innovation. So I'll be talking about innovation, and in simple English, innovation is just a new way of doing things, a better way of doing the same thing. And since I want this video to be very relatable, I want you to really understand what I'm talking about. I'll be giving you an example of an innovation that has been taking place for a period of time now, and that example is going to be communication. So we know that many thousand years ago, the only way you could communicate with someone is to speak to him in his presence. When someone is far away from you, you have to get a messenger who can ride a horse or a camel, and that person is going to go all the way just to say what you want to say. And then civilization came, and during civilization, handwriting was discovered, and people started writing letters. So you would write a letter, send it to a messenger who would take it to whoever you're sending the letter to. That was just another form of communication, the same communication, a new way of doing things. When the computer age just really came to play in the early 70s, I think, people started writing emails, and that was a huge breakthrough for communication. And then there were fixed phones. You have to go to a phone booth or to a particular office to make a call with a fixed phone. And there was still some kind of hindrance because you have to be there at the time that the person needs to call you. And then we got mobile phones. And then communication has improved so much that we now have social media. We have video calls. People can actually sit down and call someone in another place and see them. And then we even have more improved versions of video calls where you could call different people at the same time, like how Zoom meetings happen and Skype meetings. So you can see the way communication moved across different generations and thousands of years. And look at the innovations in agriculture. When we were growing up, our grandparents used to carry hoes and diggers and physically, go to the farm and work. And those jobs were physically tasking and very stressful to do. These days we have farm tractors, we have smart farming and other forms of innovations in agriculture, other forms of innovation just to plant and harvest crops. And you see that the productivity goes up and the stress reduces. In 2020, I read this book called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. There is something Malcolm Gladwell talked about in The Outliers that stood out for me, and it was how people took advantage of their dispensation. He mentioned 75 names of people who were millionaires in the 1800s, and 60 out of the 75 people were American citizens around the same age group. Some of these people were John D. Rockefeller, Marshall Field, and the rest of them. And most of these people became millionaires in the 1860s and 1870s. Why? In the 1860s and 1870s in America was the time when the Industrial Revolution really took place. There was construction of railroads, trains, airports, and there was huge and massive construction. And that was when Wall Street, the famous Wall Street, also came to place. And the people who took advantage of that construction dispensation became millionaires in their time. Now, in the computer age, the breakthrough of the computer age was the early 70s or the mid 70s. I think 1974 was when there were major breakthroughs in the famous Silicon Valley. And people who took advantage of that were the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs, and the rest of them, who are millionaires and billionaires of our time. But they became millionaires and billionaires because of the dispensation of the computer age. They took advantage of the applications and whatever they had to do with computers in the mid 70s to the early 80s. And now if you look at it, we are in this social media internet dispensation. And if you look at the millionaires and billionaires of our dispensation, there are people who are taking advantage of this period. There are people that are taking advantage of social media and the internet. The Mark Zuckerbergs, the people who own the applications, the founders of the Twitters, Google, and other applications that are really making waves, and people who are taking advantage of this already existing applications to enhance productivity, reduce stress, and increase sales or outcome. So the question will be, how then do I level up? Understand the dispensation we are in and take advantage of that dispensation. You might need to repackage your product. You might need to have an online presence. Think about how we used to go to a physical shop in our stores, in our villages to buy something. And if the store owner does not have it, then we cannot find it anywhere else. And think about the fact that people can sit in their rooms right now and order something that is not even in their country. They can sit in their rooms and order something from China. Okay, so you might need to take advantage of that. Secondly, maybe you need to understand the way marketing works in this dispensation. The way people did marketing in 1990 and in the early 2000s is not the way marketing works in this time. There are new levels of marketing, digital marketing, and lots of other ways that people market their products. You might need to learn the basics of the new ways of marketing, or you might need to hire a marketer to help you market your product or your service for you so that you can do better in these times. Thirdly, you may need new tools and new resources. You may need new tools and new resources. Look at someone who bakes. Okay, when we were young, we used to use a spatula to mix sugar and butter, and it was so stressful. You know, spatula, gari spoon to physically mix, and it was so stressful. By the time you're done baking 2 cakes, you feel pains in your shoulders and all that. But these days, people have electric mixers, they have electric blenders, they have ways that they've made things easier. So you might just need to get new tools or new resources for the things that you are doing. So number 4 will be learn from the people who are already making it. And what do I mean by that? There's someone out there who is doing the same thing you're doing better than you. Look for where that person is. These days we have Facebook, YouTube, there's a lot of information on social media. Understand how that person is doing it and what makes it better than yours, and learn from the person. Some of these things are free resources. You don't even have to pay. And if you need to pay to learn something that is valuable to you and to the growth of your business or your career, please pay for that value, because it is very important to level up. Everything does not come free, and in fact most of the things that will really help you grow, you would have to pay for them. So look for somebody who is doing it better than you and learn from that person. All right. Okay, the 5th thing you will need to do is start acting already. Start taking your small steps already, because small steps are big steps, and be consistent. Now, before I even start telling you about consistency and small steps, if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, what are you doing? I mean, what exactly are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, like this video, engage with your girl in the comment section. Tell me if any of these tips were helpful to you, and tell me how you would want to improve yourself in this new dispensation. dispensation. Okay, do not even look down on small steps. Sometimes you might not have all it takes to take the big step at once. Start taking your baby steps. Small steps are huge steps. And talking about small steps and being consistent, you don't even want to miss my next video, guys, because I'll be talking to you about how I used small steps and set some particular goals and achieved those particular goals this year. I also do not want to leave you hanging, since I've been talking about level up, upgrade, learn new skills. Probably you've been thinking about the things you now need to learn and the tools you need to get, and you're beginning to set your goals already. So in my next 2 videos, I'll be telling you about how to use small steps, and I'll be showing you tips with examples, with practical examples, how you can set achievable goals, those goals that you smash from beginning to end without feeling overwhelmed and without feeling overworked. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it and sharing it with you. Please like the video, comment what you've learned, and I'll see you in my next. But before I even say I will see you in my next video, know that I love you. You deserve the good things of life and you're capable of amazing things. Guys, see you in my next video.